Hey folks, this week's Sunday school is a doozy. It really is. It really is. It's very casual, okay? You have a spectator just basically tell you when to stop, and you say stop, and you give them this card. Now they're going to use the nine of spades, for example. You get them to sign the card even. Wabadoo, damn. There's the signed card, right? Now, you make the whole spiel about how you cannot possibly duplicate the signed card in any way, shape, or form. Now, what you do is you bend the corner like so and back and forth, and that way you're weakening, fancy technical term, you're weakening the corner so that you can tear it better, right? So let's just drop the card. Don't drop the card. Suck! So you're bending the corner, right? You're bending the corner without dropping the card, right? You bend the corner and then you say, okay, now you're going to take the corner and you need it to bend it because you're going to tear it now. And you tear it very fairly. Can't get any more fair than that, folks. Very fairly tear it. And you can hear it come off even. Now, it's the swallowing it that's the hardest part of this. But then you can restore the corner on the card. And the funny thing about this is the card is never switched and it's perfectly examinable and you can hand it out as a gift. But ew. Am I right? Okay guys, now for the tutorial of what you've just seen. What I do is, it is a gaffed card. It's a card that you have to make in advance and then force on somebody. Okay? How you make the card is by stripping the card, well, stripping an odd card, any other odd card, but you strip the back off of any other odd card. But make sure that it's the thin, just the thin outer coating on the back that you strip off. If you don't know how to strip cards, there are many tutorials that you can find on how to strip cards. I don't think it's necessary for me to explain. It's sort of like reinventing the wheel. But basically what you do is you strip, obviously, a duplicate back off the card you want to force. For instance, the nine of spades, or whatever card you want to force really, and you put a normal glue stick on every corner except for this one corner at the back, the index corner there. So I usually like to start and I make a line so I know roughly where the line is. It's sort of halfway through that little flower thing. Okay, so I do a line straight as I can, and then the rest of the card, making sure to go all the way to the edges, I put glue on the rest of the card. Careful not to put glue on the corner you want to leave the glue off of. Okay, so I know that it's top right when I do. You can do any corner, but mine is always top right, and I'll show you how to remember it now. You take that back and you glue it on very carefully so that the edges match perfectly. Okay. And that's what you do. You just put a back on another back and leave it off the one corner so that you've got that gap there. See? Okay. Now, that's what you do. And that's it. Now, you'll notice that the card, it's right now, it's a little bit wet still. The glue's wet, so it doesn't have that nice snap to it. But once it's dry, you put the card in a book and put books on top of that book. And once it's dry, you'll actually see that the card will be virtually the same thickness. You will not tell, and laymen will not tell that this card has been tampered with in any way. Chances of them wanting to keep it because it's been in your mouth is so slim anyway. But usually people want to grab it, but they won't touch that corner, which is fine. It works in your favor anyway. Not that they'd see anything, right? So now you've prepared it like that. You've left it under a book. Okay, you can do all the tricks that they teach you on those videos. They teach you how to strip cards, okay? But this is just to show you. It's supposed to be dried very nicely, but this is to show you. So you force the card, you leave the corner on the bottom so that there's no chance of them seeing the crocodile mouth there, which is a technical term I invented. Hashtag me. So that little corner there stays at the bottom. And then I force the card on them. If you don't know how to do a force, you can do a cross-cut force, a riffle force, any force. If you don't know any forces, I recommend you learn some if you want to be a card magician if you're just starting. But you should know the forces, and you can just do a normal shuffle retaining the top card and then do any force you like. You force the card on them. You know that the corner's at the bottom, and you turn it over and you get them to sign it, whatever the case may be. But you get them to sign it while you hold the card on the deck. You hold your hand up and say, sign the card there, please. That way they don't pick up the card and, start handling it and accidentally do that or something to the corner. Okay, so you've got it there. You turn it over again. Now when you turn it over again, it'll be there, right? So which way was it? There. Now if you get mixed up like I just did, you can put a little pencil dot, just a very faint pencil dot in the border of the card there, and you'll know where the corner is immediately. And it won't matter at the end because you tear that part off, but I'll show you what you do. You've got the corner, you know where the corner is, you're holding it by that corner. You show them the face and then you bend it over, but just remember I said it was halfway through that flower. I bend it just, you obviously don't do that, but I bend it over like that, and then I bend it back, and I keep doing that a few times, and then I turn it around. Remember, I'm holding these two, because now there's two flaps here, and I'm holding them both in register. I'm holding them like this all the time. I turn it around so the back is facing them. That's important, okay? And then I fold it over once so that they can see the index nicely there, and then I fold it back again. But this time when I fold it back, I don't release the actual cards corner. I only release this one, and then I leave it straight like that. Now from there, you'll never know. You'll never know in a million. And I love it because you just tear along that perfect line that's made by the other card. You tear along there, and you can show them the tear. Obviously, you don't show them the other side, but it looks extremely fair. Try not to make it look obvious that it's flimsy, but you tear it and you tear it and you say it looks extremely fair, and you tear it off. Okay, then you do the whole eating thing. You can do other vanishes, I guess, but I prefer putting it in my mouth. It sort of puts people off wanting to keep it. And it's just as amazing. But you could do other vanishes and retentions and things if you want. I don't know. If you got any suggestions, leave comments. I'd love to hear if you've come up with an idea where you don't put this in your mouth. You could do some sort of fake, you could lap the thing and then do some sort of fake restoration that way, or I don't know, you could get creative with it. And if you come up with a cool way, please comment me and show me the link to your video, because I'd love to have a look. But anyway, so you eat this, and you don't really eat it, but it's just a piece of paper, so it goes tiny, and then you squash that in your mouth and you just leave it. I leave it in my cheek. I don't like swallowing paper, but you can if you want to be extreme. Anyway, so now you're left in this situation. It's as simple as that, to put your mouth over it. And then I like to put a bit of gob, a bit of spit there, because it sort of makes that edge, not that it looks suspicious now anyway. I mean, if anyone had to see that, they wouldn't really, but this edge sort of, with the spit in your mouth, it's sort of, let me show you. I know it's a little gross, but you can't get the deadlies through the screen. So I'm just going to show you how the spit sort of blurs the line, so you don't know where the edge is, and the spit almost covers up the gimmick. I know it sounds weird and super, super gross, But it really does, because look at that edge now. I mean, you can't get any more perfect than that. And that like really feels like a proper card. Obviously, this corner's lifting because I glued the fucking thing like shit. But you get what I'm saying. That's the secret to the trick. If you make this nicely, I promise you, you'll be a hit. You'll be a hit, man. Thank you for all the support and all the subscribers that have subscribed thus far. If you liked this, please tell me. If you didn't, I'm sorry. See you later.